We solved Teil 1. We solved Teil 2, 3, 4. And today in this video we will be solving the dreaded Teil 5. Guten Tag and welcome to StudySmart, the channel that will make you study strategically and score high. I'm your mentor Faiza, and together we have arrived at the 5th video of the 5-part series on how to tackle the German B1 Lesen Prufüng. Congratulations! Teil 5 is considered the most difficult section of the Lesen exam, but just remember, no exam is difficult, you just need to study smart. And because of that, you should immediately like this video, drop a comment and subscribe to my channel so I can make more videos just like this one to help you ace your exam. Are you ready to begin? I'm sure you've been watching my videos and by now know the format of Teil 5. If not, let me explain again. It has a text which is a set of rules and regulations or terms and conditions of an institute, establishment or event. The tone is always formal and the vocabulary is very complex. 4 MCQs accompany the text which are deliberately confusing. How? They will deviously use the same words which have been used in the text just to confuse you, but the meaning of the MCQ will be totally different. I will explain more about this later in the video. Our task is to see that the MCQ matches the text 100%. The time suggested to solve this section is 10 minutes, so the pressure is on. So how do we solve it? By having the right approach and strategy. For that we will need to do 2 things. One needs to be done before the exam, the other during the exam. The first thing I can't stress enough is to expand your vocabulary. You need to know the complex synonyms that come in the B1 Lesen exam. You should know that gestartet is the synonym of erlaubt. You should know that verantwortlich means responsibility. Now you must be wondering, how can I learn all the complex B1 synonyms? That is where I have made life easy for you and you just need to study smart. Since Teil 5 has regulations and terms and conditions, there are certain words that will definitely come in the text. And I've made many videos on those words just to help you out. So after this video, go through each and every video of mine on B1 synonyms, make a list and learn them. It would mean a lot to me if you could also drop a comment and tell me how you're progressing. The second thing to do, and this is what you need to do during your exam, is to look for technical words that make the foundation of the MCQ statement. Let me give you an example in English for clarity. Say this is written about a library. For people who do not have a permanent residence in Switzerland, borrowing may be restricted. Now what does the MCQ say? To use the library, one must be residing in Zurich. The MCQ is technically wrong as the text does not forbid anyone who is not a Zurich resident to use it. So during the paper, use your analytical skills and see whether the MCQ matches what the text is saying, especially in the technicality. Both of these techniques will be needed when the examiners have made the MCQs deliberately confusing. So let me give you another example, and this is again in English just to show you the comparison. Let's say the text says, in case the reserved articles are unavailable in the local library, they can be borrowed from another associated library for a fee with the exception of DVDs. Now, the MCQ says, when one reserves a DVD, he must pick it up from another associated library. Now, while this might be abundantly clear in English because you're good at English, they might use the same terminologies, the same words in German just to throw you off. And you might feel that these 2 statements are similar to each other. Please do not fall for that trap. Another tip is that do not be afraid of the rules. These rules and regulations are generally universal and they're not any new rule that the examiner has made just for this section. You might have read these rules in your own home country about a bank or a library or an event. So use that familiarity that you have to solve these questions. Now that we have the right attitude, let's go towards the steps to solving Teil 5. Step 1. Do not read the text. just the main heading. You do not want to be bogged down by the dread that you don't know what's happening in the text. The heading will give you an idea what the rules and regulations could be about. Use that familiarity that I was talking about. Step 2. Read and translate each and every MCQ statement of the question. Step 3. Underline the technical words which are being used in the statement like nur, auch, muss, einmal, braucht, etc. These words are short and simple, but they could mean the difference between right and wrong. Also look for specific restrictions mentioned in the MCQ like a particular timing, venue, age, etc. Step 4. See what the MCQ states and what heading in the text you think the answer can be found. Scan the text till you find that fundamental technical keyword like refunds, registrations, etc. Step 5. Read the text you think matches the statement. Translate it completely. Underline the technical words. Step 6. See if the statement is 100% true to the text. Step 7. When in doubt, use the elimination method. The elimination method is when you check the other statements for wrong answers and cut them out till you come to one answer. Got it? Now let's solve Teil 5 of this German B1 Lesen Prufüng. Are you ready? Let's start with the title. Sommerkinder Juni, Gras, Anmelde Informationen. Okay, so this is telling us that this is about the registration information regarding a kid's summer camp or a university or school in Graz. Graz is a city in Austria. Right, summer school, camp for kids. I'm sure in your mind you can come up with what the rules and regulations could be about. It's usually about how you can register, what ages they're allowed to register, what provisions would be provided, a kind of schedule, terms and conditions, when the kids can leave, when should they be dropped off. Let's go to question number 27. Let's first read it and then translate it. Eltern können schriftlich erklären, dass Kind von einem Betreuer abgeholt werden soll, b. Sie selbst Kind zur Uni bringen, c. Kind selbstständig nach Hause geht. Let's translate this. Parents can in writing declare that a. Your child should be picked up by a guardian, b. You should bring your child to the uni yourself, c. Your child can independently go home. Right, let's check the technical terms first. Schriftlich, von einem Betreuer, selbst, and selbstständig nach Hause. Schriftlich is the fundamental term that we will need to be looking for in the text. Why? Because that is the most important part of the MCQ that we cannot ignore. So we need to make sure that we look for an answer that meets the requirement that it is a written statement from the parents. Another thing to notice is that all these statements are about the picking up or the dropping off the kids to the school. Okay, so the title of the last paragraph reads Übergabe und Abholung ihres Kindes, which essentially means the handover and the pickup of your kids. So we're at the right place to look for the answer. Now we need to scan for the terms close to schriftlich. I see it in the last sentence of the paragraph. Let's zoom in and read it. Alleiniges nach Hause gehen muss von den Eltern im Vorhinein mittels Unterschrift bestätigt werden. Going home alone must be confirmed beforehand with the parent's signature. Now this closely matches option C of the MCQ. Let's have a look again. Yes, there's nothing in the technical terms that states otherwise. Just to be safe, let's scan the rest of the paragraph to check anything related to the terms schriftlich. Yes, you can find info related to the kids being picked up by the guardians or being dropped off, but since there's no relevance to a written statement from the parents, they are not the correct answers. So the answer to question number 27 is option C. Let's go to question number 28. Für das Essen der Kinder müssen die Eltern selbst sorgen. B. Zahlen die Eltern wöchentlich ein bestimmte Summe. C. Müssen die Eltern ihren Kindern täglich Geld mitgeben. For the food provision of the children, must the parents arrange themselves? The parents pay a designated sum weekly. Must the parents send along with the kids daily? So we get an idea that this is for the food provisions for the children, but if you look at all the 3 points, all of them are related to cost in some way or the other. Whether it should be paid weekly or daily or not at all. So let's go to the text and look for 2 technical things together. Food and money or the cost. This will also check if option A applies or not. So if you look at the paragraph which has the title Kosten, you can see in the last line, inkludiert Frühstück, Jause, Mittagessen und Getränke. Now, without even translating, you can make out that yes, food will be provided to the kids at a cost because it says included. So naturally, they would be talking about a cost which also includes food provisions. So I think it is safe to eliminate option A. Now, the technical difference between option B and C is whether the cost is weekly or daily. So let's look for anything related to Woche or Tag. Okay, scanning the paragraph, there's no mention of täglich, but you can see in the first line of the paragraph, pro Woche fehlt ein Verpflegungspauschale in per Höhe von 45 Euro an. There is a flat meal rate of 45 euros per week. Please note that bestimme and pauschale are synonyms of each other, which means fixed or general. But even if you did not know that, you can understand the context from the 45 euros which have been mentioned and the pro Woche. So option B is the answer to question number 28. Let's go to question number 29. Medikamente A. dürfen die Betreuer den Kindern nicht geben. B. Kann man im Notfall im Kinderjuni-Büro bekommen. C. Für Allergiker müssen im Kinderjuni-Büro abgegeben werden. Medication A. The guardians are not allowed to give it to the children. B. Can be obtained from the Children's University office in an emergency. C. For allergy sufferers must be handed in at the Children's University office. Okay, so the technical word that we need to focus on is medication. Let's see where we can find it. So it's in the paragraph with the title Erkrankung verbleiben. Let's read the first sentence that has the word Medikamente. Den Betreuerinnen ist es nicht gestattet, Medikamente zu verabreichen. The caregivers are not allowed to administer medicine. Okay, so this is very close to option A. Let's see the other sentence which has the word Medikamente. Bei Vorliegen einer Allergie bitten wir Sie, dieser bekannt zu geben und entsprechende Notfallsmedikamente zur Sommer Kinderjuni-Gras mitzugeben. If you have an allergy, we request you to notify beforehand and bring along the medicine. Okay, so this might look similar to option C, but let's see what the statement says. The MCQ statement states that it must be handed in the office of the summer school. But then the text it says just bring the medicine along if you have an allergy. Now, there is no mention of the university office in the text regarding the allergy medication. Therefore, we're going to put it as wrong since there is no mention of emergency medicine in the paragraph. So option B is also wrong. So the answer to question number 29 is option A. Let's move to question number 30, which is also our final question. Für die Anmelden gilt A. Es können nur Kinder und Jugendliche zwischen 9 und 15 Jahren angemeldet werden. B. Man kann sich jeweils nur für einen Workshop anmelden. C. Die Teilnehmerzahl ist begrenzt. For the registration, it applies or it is necessary. A. Only children and youth between 9 and 15 years can be registered. B. One can apply for one workshop at a time. C. The number of participants is limited. Now let's make sure to underline all the technical terms. As the MCQ is talking about registration, I think it's very safe that we go to that part of the text which deals with registration, and that is the first paragraph. Let's read the first line that mentions the ages. Die Sommerkinder-Juni-Gras ist für Kinder beziehungsweise Jugendliche im Alter von 9 bis 15 Jahren empfohlen. Now let's translate this. The summer school is recommended for children between ages 9 and 15. Now if we check option A, the technical term they used is nur or only, while in the text it says that it is recommended. That means that children of ages above and below can also be registered. So option A is wrong. Okay, for the workshop the line reads, Insgesamt werden für die Veranstaltungen bis zu max 60 Kinder pro Woche aufgenommen. So this didn't mention anything about registering to one workshops, but I do see a specific number of people which can register for it. So let's cut out option B, as the correct answer to question number 30 is option C. Congratulations! We have solved the dreaded Teil 4 from the German B1 Lesen Prufüng. Not only this, you have solved Teil 1, 2, 3 and 4. So be very proud. All you needed to do was study smart. It has been a pure pleasure to make this series of videos for you, and I will be coming back with more to help you improve your German grade. Do keep coming back to this series to make sure that you've learned all the techniques that I've told you, and share this series with other fellow German learners. But before you go, it would mean a lot to me if you like this video, drop a comment about your progress, and subscribe to my channel, the only channel that believes that no exam is difficult, you just need to study smart. See you in my next video. Cheers!